Right, welcome back to Career Build Series. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to rescue Proteus. Had a runway incursion. I ran off the runway. Um, Ran off the runway when I was landing. I slammed on the brakes and tried to make a turn that I had no business trying to make. And that caused me to run off the runway in not a great way. So I'm going to try to get Proteus out of there. Let's see. There's my winch. Okay. So I need to set this up. Don't really have any big crane to do this, but this thing has a ton of grip. There's a chance that I can get this out with this. Let's see. Hard point. Okay. So let's see what I can do here. This is not great, but I'm going to see if I can get this out. I think this might be interesting. So let's do... If I could spell, I would be so thrilled. All right, let's go. What do I want to do here? I want to do logic, rope, put a cable on there just to get rid of some stretch. I can only go 40 out on this without that. Where's a handle? Okay, do a handle here. So I have something to grab. I don't need two of them there, guy. All right, let's see if I can make this work. Reasonable chance it's a big no, but see if I can't rescue Proteus like this. That was just me. That was me rushing. Shouldn't have rushed. That was the problem there. So let's go. All right, so we're going to try to yank this out of here. Kind of it's iffy if I can do this. But, you know, the approach went well. You know, even in this, you know, in the fog, we came in no problem right in. I might be able to see it's just too tight for me to taxi Proteus out of there. It is a seaplane; it does float, but I did have damage off too, which is kind of cheaty. But you know, oh well. Let's see. Probably. So I'm trying to think of where I want to try to suck this up out of there. So let's go ahead and put my drop axle down. Where you at there? Drop axle. So that's going to be more wheels in the ground. These are all frictioned up wheels so that it actually operates like a real tow truck. And so I need to try to tow this out. The only connection point I really have is that tail hard point. So thinking right here is going to be best. Really need a big granny to suck this out of there, but yeah, of course in game, you know, it's all pretty much relative. All right, let's see. This tow truck could end up down there as well. All right, let's go ahead and try this, and not necessarily hopeful this is going to work, but let's see. Main winch out. And the stabilizers actually are make this less stable because the tires are all upgripped with XML, and the tires are all upgripped, and the grippers are not. Oh, it's still in reverse. I was like, what's beeping? Okay. Let's go boom up here. Where's boom, 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 boom up? Okay. So I need to get you. I need to get you to come down here. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Getting a little bit of lag too, which isn't helpful when I'm trying to do something like this. It's gonna be complicated. It's pushing a lot of cable out, so it's hopefully I can hook this sucker to Proteus's tail. But it's kind of an interesting little project trying to get the sucker out of here. So luckily Proteus floats. That was just, you know, if I had damage on it, it would be all damaged up, probably leaking. But mercifully, I didn't have that. Okay, that's the hardpoint floats. I did not know that. So I have to try to connect this. Rope anchor on here would be helpful too. But all right, let's see if I can't get this to snap. Could be ugly. This is gonna be ugly, I think. This is not gonna be easy to get this to hook. See if I can power Proteus out of here, but I do have damage off. That was, you know, again, my just being in a rush, and the video is getting long. It was like an hour and 28 minutes last time, but it's a fun mission. It was just, oh, come on, man. Just spare me your nonsense and jitterings. Okay, it's because the handle is sideways. It's almost there. I need to get it just closer. There we go. I'm very close to getting this hooked here. I keep telling myself to reassure myself that it's going to work out. All right, so that's not working. All right, let's try to power Proteus out of here. Probably not the wisest decision, but wasn't wise to drive it in here either. Try to see where we landed with fuel too. So about 9:33 and 7. So 9:33 and 7. I'll remember that. All right, so gear is gonna come up. Flaps are gonna come up. Now we'll try to taxi. We're floating up nicely now. Try to pick a path out of here. All right, let's come up on 4. Gently. Okay. Try to do this slow and steady. So, do some asymmetrical thrust here, trying to come forward. Are we grounded out on something? Not really. Tail's touching a little bit, but once I power up, we'll be fine. Alright, so I'm going to start coming back on all of them because I don't want to turn anymore. Now they all reset to the same, and now if I go forward, get power, so. Here's the nice thing about this being a seaplane, but yeah, I wonder if I could get that out with the tow truck. It's iffy. I would need 2 tow trucks, and then I'd need to reconnect it, so it's good information to have for, you know, I could use a mag all, but that's likely that just snaps is pretty damn high. Start coming up on our left side here. We banging the pontoon. Did the main gear not come up? Why is the gear not up? Come on, come on, come on. Why am I not turning? So my back wheel is not coming up. Okay, what's up with this? So we're doing asymmetrical thrust. Came up heavy on the left engine here. Might need the wheels to help me get through these rocks here. Kind of an ugly situation here. I wish, you know, Yeah, I kind of feel bad I didn't have damage on, but the issue is all damage really would have done was make it so that I had to spend, you know, half an hour repairing everything, so it really wouldn't have done anything of substance. It just would have been annoying. Coming off my asymmetrical thrust there, and now I'm going to hammer them up, all 4 of them. Should be able to power through. Of course, not realistic you'd tow it out of there, but, you know, I don't have a good place to tow it with. So all my gear up now? My gear up now. Okay. Now, you know, if I built this like an unrealistic Stormworks plane, you would probably be able to take off in this distance, but that's not this. So take off, do a quick pattern, come back into land, and then we can go into putting containers away. Oh, the terrain is ugly, man. Like, I don't know, can I squeeze through that next to that bridge? Come up on 1 here. Try to steer away from this mountain. There we go. Come back on all 4. I know what's my gears wonky wonk at the moment, so. Got my power still way up here. Be impossible to do this without asymmetrical thrust, though. I think with 2 containers to them, too heavy to even, you know, attempt to take off in that amount of space. Okay, I need to start coming back on my power now. Yeah, the gear keep clicking, and see now, okay, the gear is finally up. Gear have finally gone up. They kept hitting stuff, I think, and they wouldn't go up. Alright, so I think we're doing alright here. Pontoons are getting a scraping, but what do you expect? Come up on 4. Trying to turn left. Alright, start coming up on all of them. Actually, I want to come back and neutralize them and then come up on all 4. Now come back on 1, try to make this left turn here. There we go, starting to turn. Gears just keep cycling. I gotta figure out why it's doing that. Oh, you know what it is? I bet it's the distance sensor. It's the distance sensor as it hits the terrain. That's what it is. It's every time I come close to a rock, it's putting my gear down. Yeah. And it just screwed that system up. Power through here. We're sitting on a rock, but we have our wheels down, so. Now we got to make sure we don't run out of fuel as I try to take off and come back to land. The weather's improved. Weather's beautiful now, but it wasn't a weather issue. It was me trying to slam on the brakes and stop it. You know, we have a nice long runway. You just let it coast down the runway. You don't want to slam on the brakes, and I slammed on the brakes trying to get off too early. You know, but part of it is it's still testing. You know, seeing what can it do. You know, I want to kind of know the aircraft's performance capabilities, and so. But you generally don't want to rush that sort of thing. You want to kind of take that easy. So I kind of pre-selected a little bit of engine 1 there, and then they all come up, so that will help me turn, but it'll also help me push forward at the same time. See, now I'm banging it up. It's also turning me slightly. Then we'll come up on 1 again. Just kind of pre-selecting my turn here. And so we're almost clear. That's actually more space than I thought we had. So we're doing all right here. I'm going to kind of rush again just because that's me. Okay, so the gear's up again. So it's just the distance sensor is... the gear can... Okay, so what it is, the gear cannot come up if we're a certain distance off the ground, and so this is reading the bottom. That's why it's doing it. So, you know, it works in most cases, but of course this case is kind of silly that we're, you know, so. I'll fix that at some point so that it works correctly. All right, so water is different. We want about this notch of when we're going here. We need to be careful. So where's my... So I have a clear path through the ice there. Let's start cranking it. Need to turn us here. Okay, I need to align us, and then hopefully we're ready to go. So that's my gap right there, right to the right of that iceberg. Let's do this. Let's do the smart thing. Let's save. Proteus recovery. All right. Let's hammer. We need more flap when we're on the water to get us up higher out of the water. We need that extra lift to get us out of here. I hit that iceberg. We're going right for it. Trying to get some speed here. Come on, come on, come on. Give me speed. Up, up, up. Stop, 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 stop. Oof. I had some of this, the throttle still up too far on one side. Crap, crap, crap. Alright, alright. Bring the thrust all the way back here, ding dong. How are we looking here? We can taxi straight ahead. There's a nice long stretch there. I just don't taxi well in the water without using asymmetrical thrust. You know, the asymmetrical thrust really helps me. I actually don't want... I had too much flap, and I think it's half. I haven't taken off in the water in a little while, so... Bring it back. Just have to walk asymmetrical thrust through here. I don't get much rudder effectiveness, which is pretty realistic. You have a 4-engine plane, you'd be using asymmetrical thrust the whole time. And until I hit about 60 knots, my tail rudder is not very effective. So what I had in is I had some of my engines still pushing harder than the others. I have a reasonable amount of wind too, I think, here. Let's go ahead and bring them all back. Okay, let's try to get out of here. I got a nice straight long section. As long as I can turn enough to not have problems, we're gonna be in business here. Why is it turning me still? Come on, dude, turn me. There we go. Oh, I think I was hitting the... Why is it turning me so much? What is going on here? I don't know what's up, man. Oh, you know what? I wonder if a container let loose. And the containers are sliding around? That would do it, but now... Okay. Let's go ahead and get ready for landing. Gears coming down. Flaps are coming down. Let's go ahead. Let's bring our prop all the way forward. We're visual. Okay. Land on runway 14. All right, just a little hairy. Yeah, it was a good experience, but stressful. Let's slow down to about 70 or 80 knots. I think probably 80 knots is a more reasonable approach speed for this. Let's keep around 80 knots. You know, like even when I flew the little 6-seat jet, that was 90 knot approach speed, so. I was right on top of the airport. There it is there. Yep. Okay. Roll out. Gear down. Flaps are down. I don't care about the lights right now. Clear land. So we get it out of there. Again, I should have... Let's do this. Make myself pay if I screw this up here. It was a great instrument approach. It was just, it kind of annoyed me that I flubbed at the end there by slamming on the brakes and trying to turn. The grip is, even though the wheels are gripped, it just, I think for some reason I had to increase my props a little bit, my pitch of my props. And if they're more than 25%, I really can't stop with those brakes. I don't have a braking force to stop, and so I think I had the prop set too high. So, aiming at my aiming bars. It's gonna be a nice landing. Speaking a little early, but nice right on the aiming bars. Okay, touchdown, beautiful right on the aiming bars. All right, good. Now I'm gonna slam straight on my brakes, or press my brakes straight ahead. No turning until I get down to speed. Now, this is something you'd really do. You want to get your speed down. So, at 20 knots, we stop registering on that. Okay, see, I still have my engine. I did the same thing. I'm still powering ahead. So I didn't bring my engine all the way back is what it is. So now, see, that's reading below 20. It will go to 0. All right, that's what I should have done. So the reason I crashed was I had too much power in. So I'm going to jog to the left here a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to go start coming up on 1, and I'm going to go full right rudder, and I'm going to hold 4. 4 is my right brake, and thanks, camera, for doing this. I'm holding like literally 8 keys at once, and you got to do this. All right, so now see how we can rotate pretty much in place? So you can see how we're rotating in place. Wish I could move the camera, but I'm literally touching a bunch of buttons at once. So see, I could have easily gone down the runway and turned around because I have that one engine on the left wingtip pushing me. So it was a little bit of an oopsie daisy, but I kept the engine power in and was trying to brake with the engines still pushing me, and so it wasn't going to happen. In real life, you could probably get stopped like that with that little bit of thrust in, but you wouldn't want to do it. But we actually have friction in real life, so we could slow down. And see my wheel there? It's like once it gets past 45 degrees, it has like almost no steering in game. Come on. Does everything have to be a friggin' challenge today? All right, you are on. You go away. Everything's a challenge. Okay. APU's on. We'll keep the APU on. All right, so this mission has been rescued. A little bit of emergent gameplay, we'll call it. That was it was fun, but it was annoying at the same time. It was a me problem. It was me not doing proper procedures. Get up there, guy. Come on. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get ready to unload here, and I got to put the wrecker away. We're getting a big slowdown here. Doesn't necessarily surprise me. Yeah. If I could stop hitting stuff, that would be awesome. So I'm going to grab, see, I have to think of this problem ahead of time here. You notice the winch is still connected here? The winch is still connected, so I don't want to get into a problem with that. So I'm going to... Why can't I grab this? Oh, it's too long to detach. Of course it is. They changed that whole thing, so... Shocker. What's going on here? The way these dually wheels work is only the inside ones turn, and of course everything's off the ground here because I'm sitting in the wing of my plane here. All right, you're gonna really annoy me now. It's glitched in, so I have to go zoom in as far as... No, please stop. That's why you turn on creative menu. Yeah, a lot of people get annoyed by the glitches. Turn on creative menu, it saves you a heck of a lot of heartache. Okay. Yeah, I could easily recall it from anywhere, and it wasn't my fault that it glitched in. I don't have, in real life, I can easily move my hands around and feel how where my throttles are set. In game, I can't, so, just use the creative menu to kind of bring me that level of realism that I want. And to not get aggravated by glitches and stuff. So Proteus looks good. despite taking a little bit of a dippy down the side there. But yeah, so that was a learning experience. I really have to not rush. I was trying to rush, and there was no reason to. You know, the video was getting a little long, and instead of just doing it right, I got a little bit in a rush, and it cost me. Could have been a big problem, so. I didn't see how long it took us to get up here. So we had about, what do we have? 9 and a 6, something like that. Or what was it, 7 and 6? No, 9 and 7 for the final fuel count, I think. So we're talking, we had 1,600 pounds of fuel left when we got in here, so I need to figure that in for profitability. Okay, so I don't want these two containers necessarily to grab, but they're going to kind of, they don't necessarily have to. Let's hook this one. And yeah, I just need that. So let's go ahead and we want to release rear track brakes. We want to get rid of rear track brakes and mid brakes, and then I want to push the gantry forward. That's going to push my two containers. There we go, it grabbed. All right, good. Now we're going to unload it. I'm just going to stow it over here. And the back just needs to come down here to, oh, wrong way. And that's just going to set us where we need to be. Front could also come down. Front could, that's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll bring the carriage in. They're backwards because I'm lowering this unit, not the vehicle itself. So the back needs to go down. All right, what is going on here? Why is this not behaving itself now? Do I have brakes on that I don't know about in there? Let's see. There it is. It was just jammed up, so I just had to reset it. Yeah, let's take a picture. Okay. Try to do take some couple cool pictures here. All right, let's go ahead and get this rocking and rolling. Let's see. I want to go up on rear. I want to just touch those wheels to the ground there. So once I detach, I don't want to have it flip up. I want it to kind of be sitting right. Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the ground. I'll put it over here. And go ahead and try to fly these over. So I definitely need to remember to turn on vehicle damage. I had that off because I was testing the new helicopter, and so it's kind of thing. I need a bunch of stuff. I need to put on some more equipment in Proteus, like especially a winter coat. Coming up here in the Arctic all the time, I need that winter coat. So. All right, we'll release the connector. Lower the rear, back it up all at once here. Try to do like 9 different controls at once, which can be challenging sometimes. Okay. All right, lower the rear. Alrighty, and so we want these hard points to reconnect. Get the other one out of there, and then I might recall Proteus. Yeah, I'll recall Proteus just to keep the lag down and to do some other stuff. You know, I don't want to have to deal with. Too much lagging. All right, you go out. What are you? Container release will be detached. All right, and so this will be, that's attached containers, that's off. Engage connectors is off. You will be connected. Go ahead and gantry. Let the gantry connect here. A little bit of a hectic trip here. It was all at the end there. It was just that one issue I had, you know. So I'm not upset about that. You know, that was just me being foolish, essentially. Me in a rush, and the rush cost me a little bit of a runway departure. So runway departure is not good. Don't want to depart the runway. They'll recall Proteus. So I've got the fuel down. It's about 1,600 pounds left. So IRL, I would not be running it that close to, especially in instrument conditions, with that little of fuel left. Okay, I need to actually drive it backwards if I want to go backwards. I was pushing forwards. I would make sure I had more fuel in real life, but you know, I didn't have it in Dreimor. I didn't want to have to go run and get some, so you know, I could always change the weather in game. So that's the nice thing about, you know, being a game, and I could kind of just do that and, you know, crash down there. If I had to go repair every bit of it with a blowtorch, it would take 100 years. And so I'd probably just recall at the base and grab the containers, you know. So it's okay. Let's set the brake. So these tracks sometimes get stuck, so you just if you just recycle them. Sometimes they do it, and if not, let's slide off. Like so. All right. And then I'm going to grab this. I wish it would tell you what vehicle you're grabbing. It doesn't matter. I'm going to grab both of them. That's in. I'm going to grab Proteus. I don't know how much fuel we have in Tajin here. We don't have a lot of fuel in Tajin. We should have ferried some fuel up, I think. So we might have to leave Proteus up here and do some of this and that. Okay. All right, so Proteus is back. Oh, it recalled it back here. Okay. I forgot it would do that. That's fine. Yeah, and why advocate for the creative menu? It just makes this so much easier, and you know, it keeps my aggravation down. If that happened and I had no way to get the vehicle back, and I spent 3 days trying to get Proteus rescued, yeah, it would be annoying. And so, you know what? I wasn't in the mood to, you know, I tried towing it and I couldn't get the connector. I got some information telling me what I need to do to be able to tow Proteus out. Should just have a rope anchor on the back or a cable anchor, and then that would help. Let's do a save here. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and we will grab the new Tandem helicopter. I don't know what I'm calling it yet. And we'll grab those. Let's check our fuel. All right, it's probably, what's that? Divided by, say, so that's about 1,000 gallons, 7,000. That's 7,000 pounds. We could have made it out of here with Proteus, so I can launch Proteus out of here when we want to leave. That's fine. I'm just checking our fuel. Let's see what we need here. We need the helicopter. So the Tandem. So that was a good mission. You know, again, a little bit annoyed that I ran it off the runway, but you know, the thing with that is it was a learning experience. Taught me some of my craft, which is what's going on here. It did that last time. Why is it? I have to check why the gear is doing that. That's annoying. Okay. What is up here, man? Oh, you know what? I didn't save something on this. I did the thing where you bring it back to the workbench and I didn't save it, and so that caused me problems here. Let's see. The seat's not connected to the autopilot, which makes it not work. I forgot to hit save. I hope. Yeah, I did a bunch of other stuff that screwed this up too. That's connected. Okay, so I did save it after that. Just frustrating. Where's compass? Check the compass, pointing straight ahead. That was something I want to check. What are you? RGB, RGB. Okay, that's inside, and that's those are lights. That goes there. Okay, let's save this, and hopefully this doesn't act the fool. So I powered on and put my gear up, which I don't know why I did that. Oh, I don't have a rotor brake. Oh my God. There's a bunch of stuff I did to this that I didn't save. That's a bad habit to get into that I do sometimes is you change something, then go right off and use it on a mission, and it ends up causing you issues because by the end of the mission you forget to save it, and you don't want to overwrite it, or I don't necessarily want to overwrite the save for no reason in case I break something or screw something up, and so I end up not getting all that stuff that I fixed. So I have to do it again. All right, so you can actually see me make the rotor brake now, which for those who might be interested in, you can see that. So put in a rotor brake, and you already did this, but I'm doing it again. All right, so this is the rotor brake. So all you need is a regular wheel. I think I need one more space. Do I need it that far off? I don't know, but whatever. I'm going to make it one far off so that it's make sure it fits. And I just grab a wheel, 3x3, whatever. These are the smallest, so these are why I use these. Tire radius goes down. That's good. All right, so now the wheel's nice and tiny. I'm going to go in here. I have an extra node. So like I've done this recently before. Let's go number output, rotor brake, and then I want to find it, which it should be right here. And then I need to find the panel. Panel's right here is fine. And then what I'm going to do is an up-down, numerical switch box, up-down counter. And I'm going to do point 00001, enabled 0 to 1. Hook that to the rotor brake. Then I want to go and off panel, I'm trying to remember what the number is. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I need to do it here in a second. So essentially, if this is not on, so I'm going to make it so that the rotor brake starts in the on position. So I just do it with an on, with a not rather. So that hooks to that. That hooks there, this hooks here, and then this one will reset it. So essentially when the switch is on, or when the switch is not on, it's going to put a brake on that wheel and it's going to stop the rotors. Then when I deselect that, it goes to a 0, so the brake comes off, and then the rotors will spin. So I need to just set that up. So what I did here was, I'm going to change this on KD2, is I put a toggle button there for the door. I had it over here. It's weird, but way over here, so that's going to be rotor brake. So that tells me when it's on that it releases it. And I want it as a flip switch, 19. And we just go back in here, and this changes to 19. Okay. Then I wonder why my gear did what it did. It didn't do that last time. Gear should be 9. Okay. And then this, did I change this? This should be 21. Okay, that's all good. So we're in business here. I think that's the extent of what I needed to do. Let me plug it in. So where's rotor brake now? Rotor brake, and then you just plug it into the variable brake on the wheel, and now you have a rotor brake. Let's actually save this. Okay. Let's see if we can go make this work. Okay, so there's something else I wanted to fix. Let's fix that really quick. We're pretty good on time, so I think we'll be all right here. Maybe I'll transpo one and then not bug you guys with the other one. Okay, there's winch there. Where is the winch panel? Winch panel is right here. So it should be 2 and 3. 2. How are those set? Why do I have it set like this? Okay, so that's going to be my winches up and down. Now, I don't know why I'm doing it like this. I'll just do it like this. Hey, there was a rhyme or reason to why I did that, but I'm changing it now. I've decided to change it. All right. All right, that's good. All right, that will do it. Because this was control harnesses before. This should be the utility winch. That's why it was that way. This is going to be better to just do it this way. And then I need to switch this. Switch them to toggles. I didn't really want them as toggles for reasons, but they're toggles now. All right, so that's better. I just did it again. Let's save it so that I don't keep saying, why didn't I save that? And I'm going to put a paint block to show me where my door button is there in this later. And rotor brake needs to come off in order to get the rotor to spin. That comes on. A little bit of down trim. They start with trying to pick me up. I'm going to shut damage off again because this will kick and hit me. And I don't want to deal with that right now. See, like that sort of thing. There's something else I fixed that I forgot to reconnect to. Now, where is it? It was right here, is the gyro. I have to hook the gyro up. That's why I'm not getting auto hover. Save it again. So see, I fixed all this stuff and then forgot to save it. And so that cost me with having to come back and do it, which is annoying. But whatever. Learn from my mistake. So now beacon, let's go ahead, shut the door. Let's go ahead and go master power, engine start, stop. Rotor brake needs to come off. Autopilot master comes on. Need a fixed ground idle at some point. That's better. Okay, so let's go grab these containers. We'll see how long it takes to get there. And then autopilot's not completely hooked up, so. And I deselected the top containers setup, so I should have left those on, but I'll fix them here in a second. Let's go, let's see. The compass needs to be fixed too, so that's something I need to do. All right. So I need to. This wasn't having any yaw issues before. It's like auto yawing now, so I need to fix it. I might have screwed up the center of gravity at some point too. Moved a bunch of panels around, did a bunch of stuff, so have to double check all that stuff too. All right, so I'm going to look at the blue cable in the center of this carriage, and that's going to go to about where the container crosses. And if I kind of estimate that, I keep getting a message popping up there in the middle of the game screen. There we go. And we're attached. Let's go ahead and I'm going to let it just pull up some slack. Set a waypoint for BVG. I'm going to enter it in my there. I want heading bearing. That's wrong. Heading bearing is not right. What's going on here? All right, so this system's screwy. That system's screwy, so I'll have to screw with that later. Heading hold is not working. Altitude hold is not working. So pretty much all my autopilot except the gyro is not working. So let's get this out of here before it grabs out of the container and causes havoc. Now we'll get moving. It is continually trying to yaw me to the left. I don't know why. I have to see what's up with that. Okay. See, this is really behaving funky. I'll have to see what's up with it, why it's doing this crap. It's trying to point me north. Oh, you know what it is? It's the heading hold. Is it trying to heading hold me to north? I don't know what the hell it's doing, but whatever. I'll fix that later. It's on the to-do list. How far are we? Mercifully, we're 3 nautical miles away, so we're not that far. So, take us a couple minutes to get there. I'll do one, and then, yeah. Probably just do one. Kind of show you, and then I'll do the other one off screen. But I enjoyed this mission. It was a little bit annoying with me running Proteus off the runway, but that was, you know, it is what it is. I was able to rescue it, so I was just afraid to lose the containers too. You know, I should have put a save in before I landed in case something happened. You know, but that was just me. You know, I could put some sort of scalar multiplier on my throttles because in real life you can pull them back really fast, you can push them forward really slow, or push them forward really fast. You also have friction locks. And there are ways to do it in game with some logic, but I just don't usually bother with it. I'm usually pretty cognizant of it. Plus, you know, things in game will stop in like 10 feet, and I hate that. So kind of making it so that it takes you a little bit to get your engines pulled back, makes it stop realistically. So I tend to keep that because I like things to happen realistically. It makes it predictable. It makes it fun for me. It gives me more of a challenge, you know. Like even towing this by helicopter is a little weird to me, but you know, there's really no way to get it there. You know, you have to drive it and then put it on a train to get it 3 miles. You know, it's insane to make it to get to the. You know, they should have made these intermodal ports where they should be reachable by train, by air, which helicopter's fine for air, I guess, and by sea. You know, especially you look at the Arctic, it has one airport. So that one airport should have everything. It should have the container port, it should have a train depot. Everything should go to a centralized location. That would be the intelligent way to set something up in a logistics sense, you know. But the thing with that would be is you'd have no reason to transport things around the Arctic. So I get why they might have done it to try to give us some work to do. But, you know, ideally, you know, it makes more sense down south to have, you know, a separate container port here and there because you could drive by truck, and so this one's best accessible by truck or that. But, you know, in game it definitely makes sense to do that. So we'll when I drop this container off, we'll call it there, and I'll do the other one off screen. I can see BVG visually now, so I'm going to get rid of this waypoint. You know, I fixed a lot of this helicopter's issues, and then I had to redo them again, so I'm going to off screen, I'll go through and I'll clean up some of the stuff. You can see just about 12 o'clock the is BVG. So that's where we're headed. And I'll drop this container off. That was a good bit of money. What did we burn for fuel? We had... I'll have to rewatch the video to find out what we had for fuel, but we had somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, 7,000 pounds of fuel. And we ended up with about 1,600 pounds of fuel at the end. You know, so talking 5,400 pounds. I'll have to figure that out, what that is. The diesel is very expensive up here in the Arctic, so we're going to have to start ferrying fuel. So what I'm going to do is most likely O'Neill, I remember I did the tanker mission. I also can buy fuel by Spy Cake, so I could tanker from Dreimor, but it's pretty expensive fuel. The other thought that's more likely is I have a place that can hold some fuel. Oh no, that's not a great idea. One thing I could do is I could tanker fuel from the refinery island, which is my cheapest fuel, and I can tanker that fuel to FJ Warner Dock because that shares the same pump system with the hangar. That's kind of my base of operations. And then I can actively, I can tanker a ton of diesel there. And then what I would do is I would take Proteus full at 100%, 70,000 pounds of fuel, and bring it up here to the Arctic and leave some of the base because the diesel price up here at the Arctic is insane. And so I don't want that insane fuel. I want a reasonable fuel price. All right, so cargo's been delivered. There's my 31,000. Still having this yaw issue with the helicopter that I have to fix. That was something putting in, I think, Katie's microcontroller screwed that up. So I think I'll end it here. It's been an interesting adventure getting this done, mostly just because it's new vehicles and some things that I have to do to fix them, you know. But I'm enjoying my new stuff. It's just, it's going to take a little bit of work to get these perfected, certainly. And is the rotor brake not working now? Rotor brake's not working. Fix that too. And so a bunch of work to do. You know, it was discouraging that I fixed a bunch of the stuff. I think I have one too many 0 in the rotor brake is what it is. I fixed a bunch of the stuff and I forgot to save it, so that caused me problems. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.